Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Deputy Vice Chancellors, respected Deans, my dear colleagues, eminent guests, scholars, researchers, and my beloved students. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to talk on this platform. Special thanks to Professor Reazul Ismail for arranging such a great event. Through this event, we can create a common platform to promote ourselves. We can create a community is fighting against poverty and inequality. Through this platform, we can show the whole world that something is going different. So I'm going to talk on social business and its implication to tackle this current situation, COVID-19 and its aftermath. So I'm going to share my slides. My presentation titles Social Business and Its Implications in Tackling COVID-19 Aftermaths. I will be shedding light on social business, COVID-19 aftermaths, social business as a remedial approach, some recommendation, and concluding remarks. Social business. Before talking about social business, we need to talk about the current social structure, more precisely, socio-economic structure. We are living in a capital market economy. It's a free market capitalism. What is free market capitalism? This market capitalism believes in capital only. It is capital oriented. This market structure, this social structure is promoting capitalism. So profit is going to the capital owner. Hence, rich people, they are becoming richer. On the other hand, people who don't have capital, they are becoming poorer. It's a selfish economic structure. Capital market economy sheds light on production. It shares values with the society with product only. It doesn't share profit. If we see the GDP growth and the growth of capital, it is quite unparalleled. Capitalist gets 100-fold, more than that. So the overall growth and capitalist growth is severely dissimilar. This is how we are observing social inequality, unequal wealth distribution. Subjective well-being is totally ignored here. People are thinking only personal well-being. But we are social beings. We are living in a society. We need to create a prosperous society for all of us, for a greater good. So, however, trickle-down economic system, it comprises three things: pleasure, power, and praise. So individualistic minds are running after these three things. But this is not how it should go. Because when asset is concentrated, when wealth is polarized, when it is not properly distributed, it creates disharmony. It creates chaos. It creates imbalanceness. Therefore, if we want to survive well, if we want to create a harmonious society, a balanced economic system, we should have a different business system. Social business is one of those systems. Social business, it is a social-oriented business. It is created for society. It works for society. Its value proposition is linked with social well-being. It meets the social need. It gives full priority on shared values. The difference between social business and conventional business is social business shared values linked with profit. It shares the profit with the society. Conventional business, it links with the society is with product. So it creates product, as many as it can. It promotes product, it sells product, but it takes the revenue to its own pocket. Revenue is not shared. Profit is not shared. So profit goes to capital only. So social business is apparently a better way to create a good society, a balanced society, where not only the profit is, the wealth is properly distributed, where the social problems are solved. Here I can mention one thing. During this time, the time we are facing, it's a catastrophe, economic turmoil, and we are observing recession, job cut, so many things. For what? The industrial segment, business is dying. People are buying only the necessary goods. They are not buying something unnecessary. So a lot of organizations are being collapsed. What does it mean? It gives a clear indicator that most of those businesses were on unnecessary production. That means they only produce product to sell it to gain profit. Those products are not necessary for the society, which is why when society is not buying that, when people cannot afford that, those businesses are dying. So here, the beauty of social business is it creates product for the need of society. It doesn't ignore luxury totally. That is another business concept also. But it gives priority on social needs. In that sense, this business concept is quite strong, tangible, and practical. So Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus, he is pioneering this social business concept. He is not the creator, but he is the promoter. He has popularized social business to this modern world. So he set 7 objectives, 7 principles for social business. Number 1, business objective will be to overcome poverty or one or more problems. So it should be problem-oriented. Problems, its purpose should be solving problem. Poverty is one of the major problems. Financial and economic sustainability. A business needs capital, and capital has cost. Capital is not free. A business needs operational cost and expenses. So sustainability can be assured when the business is generating the cost of capital and it can pay for its operational cost and expenses. And then if it can make profit. So that is what we call financial and economic sustainability, because profit gives its growth. And when it can meet its financial cost of capital and operational expenses, it keeps it alive. So business becomes sustainable. So he advocates the second principle for social business would be financial and economic sustainability. It should have that kind of infrastructure and design so that it can survive well. Investors get back their investment amount only. So in social business, investor cannot get dividends. Investor cannot get any share of the profit. Share of profit totally goes for the social well-being, to address a social need, to solve a problem. Investment amount is paid back. So investor can get the investment amount back. Profit stays with the company, and it can be reinvested for its growth and improvement or solving problem. Gender sensitive and environmentally conscious. We are living in a society, million years. Human beings means men and women, but we have disparity still. We have still superiority complex. We couldn't assure proper right, women's right. Gender imbalance is observed everywhere. So social business also pays attention to this issue. So it addresses those problems are linked with gender sensitivity. Similarly, we are destroying our environment. The world is becoming unlivable day by day. It happened because of that capitalist market structure, because of industrial revolution. We revolutionized industrialization for gaining market, for gaining competitive advantage. It is the post-colonial market structure. It is an output of post-colonialism, where the country, the geography is not important, the market is important. So multinational companies, they're invading markets. So for gaining production efficiency, for embracing cost-cutting approach, for reducing the production cost to gain the competitive advantage, they are using the means that mostly go against this environment. So we found severe carbon emission, we found deforestation, we are experiencing some other problems linked to our environment. But social business doesn't deal with that thing. Since its promise is to create well-being, is to ensure well-being for the society, it doesn't do harmful business. Rather, it protects environment. Workforce in social business, they get market wages, but they get one more thing, better working conditions. And social business should be dealt with joy because it is more humanitarian. It is for the society. It is a good job. So these are the 7 principles, are the pillars of social business. There are 2 types of social business currently we can observe. One is non-loss, non-dividend, investor-owned. So it solves a social problem, but investor doesn't take any revenue, any profit share. He or she just invest over and over time. He can only take back the main capital amount, only dollar for dollar, no extra. Type 2, it is a profit-making company. Mostly it is owned by poor people, either directly or through a trust that is dedicated to predefined social cause. Profit go to alleviating poverty only. Social business innovation. Here, how to create a social business. What are the issues need to be taken into consideration? I will be talking on 3 main issues, 3 main components. Number 1, value proposition. In value proposition, there are 2 elements, customer and product or services. So who will be the customer for social business? If we solve a problem that is customer oriented, so customer would be people who are in problem. For instance, Gramin Danone, they bought a product, it is called yogurt, because they solve a social problem with this product. It has additional vitamin and minerals, vitamin A, and some other nutrients with calcium and protein. So it replenishes the need of protein of poor children. So here, even they are buying in a lower price, but they are buying a product. So here, the product is designed, and customers, they are also targeted in a different way. So it is solving problems, customer-oriented problems. But on the other hand, the product designing, it is also in a different way so that the business can survive, so that it can earn some profit. In value constellation, this is the second thing. Every business has internal value chain and external value chain. In social business, also the same. So who will be the investor? Because investors should be social profit oriented, not personal profit oriented. Investor will get only his or her capital back, not any profit. In external value chain, it is outbound logistics. Who are you selling? Who are going to be your supplier? How will they deal with this? So it is, how do we deliver this offer to our customer? The total mechanism should be designed in a different way, not in conventional way. Because the social needs should be prioritized. Because the objectives must be made. And personal gain must be ignored. So if we ignore personal gain, things become different immediately. And now the last thing is profit equation. Social business is going to produce profit. It will generate profit. But how to distribute this profit? In 2 ways. economic profit equation and social profit equation. So sales revenue, it should go to cost structure for business survival, for business operation, the cost of capital, and social profit equation. This is what we are going to do for the society, what we are going to do for the environment. That should be defined. So these three elements, value proposition, value constellation, and profit equation, should be properly defined in order to build a social business. So if we want to establish a social business, Professor Yunus suggested that these 5 things should be in our mind, should be taken into consideration. We need to at first challenge the conventional wisdom and the basic assumption. Conventional wisdom is saying that if capitalist is inspired to do business, so the capitalist, he or she will produce product. A lot of scope of employment will be created. Society will be benefited. That is one structure. We should go against it. Another structure is, if we can create higher consumption of mass people, so people's purchasing power will be higher, business will be flourished, society will be benefited, wealth will be distributed properly. We will find a harmonious society, a balanced society. We need to find complementary partners, because partner should support the vision and mission, not self-interest. And there must be a continuous experimentation for developing the business. And we need to get favor from social profit-oriented shareholders. And the objectives must be clearly specified. So, whatever I have discussed, those are the existing social business concept. Those businesses are ongoing. Across the world, people are practicing social business following that method. Today, I'm not the first one promoting this concept. Today here, I am promoting Islamic social business. Islam is not against capitalism. Islam is not totally against capitalist market structure, but Islam has its own way. The axioms of Islamic economics is a bit different than the capitalist structure. The first axiom is the ultimate goal of consumer is not self-pleasure, but God's pleasure. Wealth is not necessary means, but the preferred indifference for utility maximization. So human decision is driven by multiple selves, not a single one. We are a spiritual being with a physical experience. Not all human desires are good. We are predictably irrational. So here we found the axioms of Islamic economics, where God, the supreme entity, in the middle, where human beings are obligated to do everything to please God. So we found this economic structure aims to accumulate social, moral, and spiritual capitals as well. Islamic economics require moral and spiritual filters for the free market system. Islamic economics curbs rather than promote conspicuous consumption, because consumption, the ultimate goal for consumers is not self-pleasure. It is for God's pleasure. So consumption is curbed here. Islamic economics works for the success of God's human project. It's a project offering an antidote to alienation and animalization. So Islamic social business is standing on this platform, Islamic economic principle, that suggests not to overconsume, that promotes social, moral, and spiritual capitals. Therefore, Islamic social business value chain is ultimately a different value chain. How? Number one, if we think about investors are investing in Islamic social business for gaining the blessings of God. So the reward is already defined. It is declared. Therefore, we will find generous rich people. They are investing their capital without asking any return. And then Islam promotes humanity, brotherhood, compassion, social well-being, and it is linked with the life hereafter. It is linked with the reward, paradise. So Muslim people, because of their religious spirit, they become more interested to create this social business. So from Islamic viewpoint, if we promote social business, it must be more popular. It can be easily popularized. It can be accepted by the society. So if we see Islamic social business instruments, number one, Qardul Hasan. Qardul Hasan is one type of loan, benevolent loan. It doesn't require any dividend, any interest, predefined surplus amount of money. It doesn't need that. So Qardul Hasan, this financial source could be a great source of capital for social business. Then we have sadaqah, that is charity. It can also be added with social business capital. Then waqfa, mudarabah, musharaka. Mudarabah and musharaka, those are profit-oriented financial instrument. So here the difference will be the capital provider will not take any profit from the business. But then what would be the difference between mudarabah and Qardul Hasan? In mudarabah, the capital provider is not only providing capital, he is also obligated to share financial loss. So if the business take higher risk, there is a possibility of higher profit, but higher loss as well. In mudarabah contract, the loss, if the loss is consumed, is absorbed by the capital provider, the business become more stable and it will gain higher competitive value. Similarly, in musharaka, where rich and poor, they will be in one business. They will be sharing the business. But risk capital contributor, he will only share the risk, but not the profit share. It will go for the betterment of the society. But poor, because of their capital contribution, they will gain higher profit. So poverty will be alleviated faster. So Islamic social business model seems more viable. Another thing, Muslim people have that haram and halal concept. So we have to accept halal, we need to ignore haram. So financial capital, it should be sourced from halal source. Conventional social business model, it doesn't clearly indicate or it cannot assure the halal source of capital. It cannot assure the halal way of production. It cannot assure yes, it is saying that it is not going against environment, it is not going against social benefit, but it is not ensuring the profit distribution would be in halal way. So for Muslim community, they need a social business system that is Sharia compliant and that deals with halal thing. So in its value chain, the three components should be ensured as halal. So which is why we need Islamic social business as well. So what are the economic implications of social business? Number one, shared values. As I mentioned, it shares its profit with the society. So it creates job. It enhances self-employment. If we see microfinance institution, they are providing with loan and micro borrowers, poor borrowers, they are getting that money with no collateral, and then they are doing a small business. So it creates self-employment this way. Higher production efficiency. So when it is getting money, the capital, and capital owner is not taking any dividend, so production cost goes down. So it gets higher production efficiency. When it is producing only the necessary goods, targeting a certain problem of the society, the consumption of that good goes higher. So that also brings efficiency. So products and services according to social needs. And it needs creative entrepreneurship. Overall, social business is good business for the greater good. So overall, this business practice, it solves social problem, that is unemployment or whatever, poverty, and since it distributes the capital to society, capital is not being concentrated anywhere, it is distributed. So it creates a balanced society, a healthy economy overall. Now the question is, how far this social business can go? So at first we need to think how conventional economic thoughts and capitalist structure reacts to social business. If it cannot tolerate, if it declares a war against social business, that's a problem. Any business, if it wants to be a game changer, it needs government support. But most of the government, they support capitalist. So, but if government support social business to solve social problem, it will go far. Otherwise, it will not go. People's participation, that is also important thing. Acceptance by society. We do believe that social business would be always embraced by the society. So market forces and sustainability. So if the society supports a business, because every business is for the society, so market force cannot weaken the business. Rather, the business grows stronger. And necessity versus luxury. If our society is dominated by the luxury goods, then maybe social business will find a different or difficult consequence. But if we see this current situation, the society is looking for the necessary goods. That means it will empower social business. It will promote social business. It will be with social business. So overall, social business has good fortune. It can go far because society needs it. Now, let's focus on this current issue, COVID-19, a micropathogen. It's like an invisible, crude villain destroying our society, wounding our social structure, weakening our economy. Here, I would like to mention that COVID-19, it refers to severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, what is SARS-CoV-2. So anyway, now we are thinking about two ways to get rid of this problem. Number one, drug intervention. Number two, non-drug intervention. For drug intervention, yes, we are working tirelessly, daily and nightly. We are investing all of our resources to get a suitable drug, but we know that it will take time. But we are not 100% sure that we will get it. So we have the alternative way, non-drug intervention. So now we are facing non-drug, we are following non-drug intervention since we don't have drug. It is creating a different social structure, totally different. We can observe it, and this is what we are finding. Because of this catastrophe, job loss, salary reduced, low or no remittance, rising price of our daily goods, lack of food and nutrition, death of households head, it is increasing child poverty and vulnerability, school closure, child marriage. Some family, they are arranging marriage of their daughter because they cannot bear the expenses. They want to reduce the number of family members. People in war-torn country, they are leading utterly miserable life. They have no food, no shelter, nowhere to go, no medicine, but there is a pathogen, the villain, attacking them. They don't have medical facility. Everything has already been destroyed. They are leading an utterly miserable life. And government of poor countries cannot afford healthcare services, food and water. If we see Uganda, people don't have water even. If we see Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, people are suffering. Government cannot protect them, cannot offer proper health services, cannot give high stimulating package so that organization can hold their employees. So people are losing job. People who are in abroad, they cannot send remittance to their country because they have lost their job. So when we have malnutrition because of lack of food, so our immune system is being weak, and then we cannot fight against this virus. There is no room in hospital. There is no food in house. There is no place to work, to go for help. Then where to go? The whole world is suffering, bleeding. The social economy has been broken. So here is the picture. About 40 million to 60 million people, they are going to experience extreme poverty. Vulnerable poverty, household income only $1.9 a day. $40 to 150 million people will suffer who have only $3.2 income per day, household income. So similarly, another segment, $5.5 income per day, those groups also rising. So we are being lagged behind 5 years. Whatever we have done last 5 years is going to be nullified, going to be zero because of this pathogen, because of this virus. School closure, there are some schools, those are actually, those are affecting 80% children worldwide. Not only that, school closure is affecting children in many other ways. Number one, some schools, they give food. So now there is no food. So malnutrition. Some parents, they're considering it is better to arrange marriage for their daughter because she is now not doing anything. She's just consuming food. They are considering daughters as burdensome. So cruel. But situation makes us cruel, and it is also making inequality and distance between the children of poor and rich family, because poor family children in school closure time, they are not doing anything like private tuition or this that to enhance their skill in math and science. But rich people, their children, they can still practice at home because they have money. So in the end, the result will be different. Poor people will be left behind. They will be backpedaled. So this pandemic could push up to 86 million or more children into household poverty by end of 2020. The total number of children living below the national poverty line in low and middle income countries could reach 672 million. And 2/3 of these children, they're living in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. So children, they will be leading this earth. They are suffering. They are being the most unfortunate. Then what kind of leaders we can expect for our future? See the statistics, a statistical figure in Malaysia. So there is no very, very good statistical outcomes. I only found the very recent figure is people are losing job, that their salary is being reduced. Though this country is not suffering much, but how long this country can survive? About 40% of industry, those are unable to continue their operation. So they need to cut off not only salary, they need to say goodbye to many people, to workers. So we can see the drop of demand, market demand, 30%, 37%, right? And unemployment rate, it is predicted that it will go 4%. But in 1970, Asian financial crisis, it was 3.2%. That means the situation will be worse. Youth unemployment will be 11%. 61% job loser will be 40 years old. They have their family, they have children. So though government is offering a stimulating package, about $14 billion, 14 billion ringgit, it's not enough. Because if this pandemic continues this way, the society will face more trouble. So we need to do social business. Because we have new problems, we need to address new problems. We shouldn't bear the capitalist business structure mindset. The new normal of the society, the social value chain, we need to consider the new needs and social boundaries. So now I believe the value proposition of social business should be different. People should come to invest in social business because everybody is observing the social problem. So we should create a different kind of system for value constellation to serve our society. And we need to design new ways for profit equation addressing each segment: child poverty, vulnerable poverty. We need to create job, and we need to fix our social infrastructure, the common goods that we need. So in this case, Islamic social business would be more suitable, favorable, and effective because of Tawhidic spirit, because of the principle of Ummah and brotherhood. So what is next then? We need to do social business branding, customer-based brand equity. We should enhance its image, products association, brand loyalty, values, and social business franchising. The time-tested social business model should be franchised, and it should be set up where necessary. And side by side, we need to promote Islamic social business. Since we found that Islamic social business can do better, it can outperform the conventional social business. So halal business structure should be built, Sharia compliant and Sharia based business structure. And when we think about Islamic social business fund, that could be Islamic social business bank, combining all those capital, all those instruments that I mentioned earlier. So it can be a central bank, or it can be a country-wise bank, or it can be a regional bank. So Muslim people, they will keep their money there with the purpose of enhancing, participating with social business. And social business model, tested model, good model, they will get money fund from the bank. And they can easily do their activities. That could be a very viable way. So what would be the roles of academia? We can do many things as well. We can do empirical research on social business. So problem-based business model development, that is the pressing need for now, problem-based business model. Model re-engineering and hybridization, existing model, maybe we need to change it. We need to link with other model so that it can be hybridized. Then model testing and justification, perception measurement, impact analysis, this kind of research should be done. We need to promote a concept, global social business, so that this business concept can be spread across the globe. It can be popularized, and it can actually go through academia. So we can make global social business community, social business scholarship scheme, social business seminar, conference, World Congress. Yes, Professor Yunus, he has taken some initiatives already. So what would be the role of AIU? AIU itself is a social business model. As a member of this university, I'd like to propose something for our university. We can introduce a social business lab. That lab will work to innovate social business model. It will create new models, and it will develop social business curriculum. It will extend training and consultation on social business, and there would be an independent, a distinct section for research and development and commercialization. So that would be also one kind of business approach, that AIU will produce something and that it will commercialize. So that will bring some kind of sustainability. So a school of social business and social innovation can be introduced, comprising some departments, Department of Social Business and Policy Planning, Department of Social Innovation, Department of Islamic Social Business, Department of Sharia and Business Law. Because to understand Islamic social business, we need Department of Sharia and Business Law. Social business measure. We can offer it for our honors program that will be combined with social business management, social business economics, social business innovation, and global social business. Because social business management is somewhat different than the conventional business management. Because managerial mission and vision are different. Social business economics is different than these conventional capitalist economics theories and thoughts and ideas. Because this economics believes in bubble economy. It believes it should be designed with the real economic ideology, not wealth concentrating mechanism. So then social business innovation that will help graduates to learn how to create social business for their society, for the specific needs. And global social business, how to adopt social business concept, how to adapt social business in different parts of this globe. And we can establish a social business thesaurus, a section in our library, so that will collect all the knowledge materials on social business. Then social business teaching and learning system can be a bit changed. The social business designing, it can be an individual assignment. So students will design social business and he will get credit for that. Social business planning and management, it could be a group assignment. So students will come up with new plan and how to manage it. social business exploration, it would be group assignment or field work. So they will understand from the reality, from the practical implementation of social business, and they will deploy. And social business re-engineering, so they will change the current structure. They will propose, they will show how to change the existing structure into social business. So, and then Al-Bukhari publication, we can do some publication on social business, publication series like books. Authors can be invited from all over the world, and we can introduce edited books. And social business innovation showcase. We can produce social business ideas and we can miniaturize to display it, and then we can promote it to national or international level. And we can create Al-Bukhari Social Business Knowledge Network, Al-Bukhari Social Business Knowledge Repository, like a social business data center. So the whole world will be benefited, not only our scholars and students. Then a social business newsletter. So that will reflect, that will demonstrate global social business practices and innovation and success stories. So we will know Al-Bukhari will be a center for social business totally. So what is the concluding remarks would be, now we have a different situation. Society needs us. Society needs a different business structure to meet its needs, to heal its wounds. And social business would be a good way to address social problems, to heal social wounds. That means social business got scopes for doing more things, for doing more good things for this society. Islam as a religion, it promotes social business. So now Islamic social business should be promoted as well, because it has a higher value. It can do more. And we need to focus on needs, not luxury. And social business should be done, should be practiced for building a better society. We need a better society. SpaceX cannot take us all to another planet. Believe me. We have to live on this planet. We need to make this planet livable. So we need to address the problems we caused. We need to solve those problems we created for our betterment, for the betterment of next generation.